All right, here's your notes, 5.6, able to divide polynomials using long division. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to start off where we left off in class. These are the steps. Divide, multiply, subtract, and then bring down, and then keep repeating until you're finished. So first step is to write this out as a division problem. So you're going to take the x plus 2, put it outside, and then inside your division, you're going to have 4x cubed plus a 2x squared minus a 3x plus a 7. All right, no placeholders are needed because you basically have x cubed, x squared, x first, and then no x's. So the first thing is you want to divide your polynomial by this polynomial, the division step. So you're going to divide, then you're going to multiply, then you're going to subtract, and then you're going to bring down. So those are the steps. So first we're going to divide, but what we're dividing is the leading term. So the 4x cubed is your first term here. You're going to divide it by the first term of your divisor. So 4x cubed divided by the x. You can do that work over here. 4x cubed divided by x is a 4x squared. So you're going to put 4x squared up here. And you did your division step. So the next step is multiplying. So you're going to take the 4x squared and you're going to multiply it to the x and the 2. Okay, multiply it to both of those parts. All right, so 4x squared times x is a 4x cubed. Notice that the 4x cubed matches the thing above it, which it should. This will always match if you're doing it right. 4x squared times 2 is an 8x squared. And there you go. You did your division step. I'm sorry, your multiplication step. Next step is to subtract, but keep in mind you are subtracting this entire thing. Okay? So this is 4x cubed minus 4x cubed, which is a 0, so nothing's here. 2x squared minus 8x squared is a negative 6x squared. And you just did your subtraction step. So the next step is to bring down the negative 3x. All right. And we brought down, so there you go, you're done. Now you just repeat because you don't stop until you stop bringing stuff down. So now we're going to repeat, so we're going to divide again. So you first take the first term and divide into the first term. So negative 6x squared and divide it by an x, and that's going to be a negative 6x. So this will be a minus 6x. So that's your division step. Now we're going to multiply. So take the 6x and multiply it by x minus 2. So 6x times x is a negative 6x squared, and like I said, it should match. Negative 6x times 2 is a negative 12x. All right, so we multiplied. Now we're going to subtract the entire thing and subtract it. Careful with your signs here. Negative 6 minus a negative 6x squared. This double negative turns to a plus. So technically it's negative 6 plus negative 6x squared plus 6x squared, which is a 0. This front term should always be canceling out, by the way. If it's not canceling out, then you're doing something wrong. So the next part is negative 3x minus a negative 12x. But minus a negative 12x, same thing as a plus 12x. So negative 3x plus 12x is a positive 9x, I think. Yep, I think I'm right. Now you're going to bring down the 7. And now you're going to start again because we still brought something down. So now we're going to do x into 9x. 9x divided by x, which is a 9. So this is going to be a positive 9. Then you're going to multiply 9 times x, which is a 9x. Should match. 9 times 2 is a positive 18. Then you're going to subtract this whole thing. 9x minus 9x is a 0. 7 minus an 18 is a negative 11. Now we have nothing else to bring down, so that's it. You're done. That's your remainder. So the way you're going to write your answer is you're going to write this thing, 4x squared minus 6x plus 9. So let's write that. So 4x squared minus 6x. Yep. Minus 6x plus 9. And then what you're going to do is you're going to add your remainder on. So plus your remainder. Your remainder is negative 11. And you put your remainder over whatever you were dividing by. You're dividing by an x plus 2. And that is how you do long division. Okay? That's it. Now, these do get more complicated like this, where you can have a triple, but it's the same steps. So let's try, we got time, let's try this one out. It's going to be kind of bigger. X squared minus 2x plus a 2 divided into 2x to the fourth plus 3x cubed plus 0x squared, because we're missing our x squared term, so we got to put a placeholder there, plus a 5x minus a 1. Okay, so let's try this out. X squared into 2x to the fourth. So 2x to the fourth. First terms are the only ones that you're dividing. So it's going to be 2x squared. So I'm going to put that above your squared, 2x squared. That's your division step. Now you're going to multiply. 2x squared times x squared is 2x to the fourth. It matches, which is nice. 2x squared times negative 2x is a negative 4x cubed. And then 2x squared times 2 is a positive 4x squared. All right, now we're going to subtract. Okay, 2x to the fourth minus 2x to the fourth is 0. 3x cubed minus a negative is a plus. So 3x cubed plus 4x cubed is a 7x cubed. Okay, 0x squared minus 4x squared is a negative 4x squared. And then bring down your 5x. Okay, now we're going to do 7x cubed divided by x squared, which is 7x. So plus 7x. And we're going to multiply. 7x times x squared is 7x cubed. It matches, so it looks like I'm doing good. 7x times negative 2x is negative 14x squared. 7x times 2 is a positive 14x. 7, 14, yep. Now we're going to subtract. First terms always cancel if we're doing it right. Negative negative is a positive, so negative 4 plus 14x squared is a 10x squared. Then we got 5 minus 14, which is a negative 9x. Then we're going to bring down our negative 1. Running out of stuff to bring down, which means we're almost done. So 10x squared over x squared equals 10. So plus 10. That's going to be a 10x squared on our multiplication. 10 times negative 2x is negative 20x. 10 times 2 is a positive 20. Then we're going to subtract that whole thing. 10x squared minus 10x squared, 0. That's a good thing. 9x negative minus negative is positive. So that's going to be 11x. Yep, 11x minus 21. Nothing left to bring down, so that's it. That's your remainder. Okay? So your final answer will be this. 2x squared plus 7x plus 10, and then add your remainder on. That's an 11x minus 21 over x squared minus 2x plus 2. So when you divide those two things, that's what you get. Okay? So that divided by that is this. And that's it. Okay, see, only 8 minutes. So bring in questions tomorrow. Your homework, once again, is this stuff. And have it done. Okay, bye-bye.